On this episode of Worthy of Me, we'll be talking about National Unicorn Day. If there were ever a mythical creature to deserve a national holiday to its name, it's the unicorn. And what do you know? We've given it its own National Unicorn Day. I can safely say that I never grew up with a huge fascination with unicorns, but that was because I was never really introduced to them at a young age. In fact, thinking back on it, aside from maybe seeing unicorn plushies and crane machines, the main unicorns I grew up accustomed to seeing were probably in the Heroes of Might and Magic 2. It was a creature more difficult to come by, but it could definitely defend and attack and be beneficial in sustaining territory and taking it when need be. Anyway, it wasn't until a while after that I probably started to notice them a bit more, either via movies, cartoons, video games, toys, board games, etc. But I never really wanted anything regarding them. They were just cool, especially since they had a horn they could stab people with when they got angry. Who created National Unicorn Day? Unicorns had first captured the attention of the Greeks, whom they'd believed to have roamed the lands of India. Thus, these creatures weren't part of the Greek mythology as we know them to be. I know, shun the non-believer. They were real to them. Although, through all the writings and captivations of the creatures, we can assume what they were speaking of were possibly rhinoceros, which is why back then unicorns were known for their strength. The medieval knowledge ziplined through the more religious views, with the depiction of a unicorn laying its head in the Virgin Mary's lap and falling asleep. I'd say that's about the time when unicorns became more elegant and pure. As for the creation of National Unicorn Day, all I can say is the unicorn is the national animal for Scotland due to the representation of its strength and the will to remain unconquered. When is National Unicorn Day? It's celebrated on the 9th of April every year. The unicorn hasn't changed in all the years it's existed in our imaginations and the films it's appeared in. So why change the day we celebrate its majestic, untouched beauty? Things to do on National Unicorn Day. Bake unicorn treats. There are a whole lot of goodies you can buy to eat for National Unicorn Day, but that's not as fun as actually baking things yourself. Especially if you have kids or grandkids around that could help you out in the kitchen. And the messier, the better, because unicorns are all about that rainbow splatter they leave in their wake. At least, that's how it is in the animated kids shows. Here I've scored some places that give you some specific unicorn treats you can make, and because it's National Unicorn Day, I can make sure there's something about them that makes them look like a unicorn. The whole sparkle rainbow nonsense ain't gonna cut it. Magical tri-colored unicorn macarons. Indulge with Mimi shows you exactly how she creates these cute little unicorn macarons with their mini stubby horns, including some piping tips from her as well. Also, she uses green tea Swiss buttercream. Unicorn cookies. The Spruce Eats has created an amazing post on how to create these amazing looking unicorn cookies, complete with step-by-step instructions with images every step of the way so you don't get lost along the way. They've made it super easy for you to follow. Unicorn hot chocolate. Love and Olive Oil has made a must-sip for unicorn and hot chocolate lovers on National Unicorn Day. They go into detail on what ingredients they chose and where they got it from, which is always nice. They've also added in images on creating the hot chocolate and then the actual directions themselves. Unicorn marshmallow pops. The decorated cookie has made a super simple instructional guide on marshmallow pops for the lovers of the unicorn world. Perfect for the kids who want to help out with a fun, sticky snack in the kitchen. Unicorn Rice Krispies. As if Rice Krispies treats weren't sugary enough, here comes Ruffles and Rain Boots injecting us with more, featuring images, a video tutorial, total time it takes for everything, written instructions, and then nutritional facts. Damn, I need to try to make these. Create arts and crafts based on unicorns. So many artistic people exist in the world, and I can't imagine a world where they stopped creating. Everything would be so dull. Nothing would be made. creativity would be a thing of the past. And thus, I challenge you this National Unicorn Day to exert your creative side by pushing past the sludge of the world and jumping into the rainbow glitter universe that unicorns exist in. Felt unicorn sewing pattern. I chose one of the easier looking sewing patterns for a unicorn here just in case you'd like to teach a younger person how to sew. This pattern doesn't need a sewing machine as it can be hand sewn and it's small and adorable. Geometric cross-stitch pattern. Enjoy geometry with your unicorn fetish? Well, you're in luck if you're a cross-stitcher, because this pattern caters to your needs quite well. Lucy the Unicorn crochet pattern. This kind of crafting isn't quite catered to the kids section of National Unicorn Day, but if you crochet, here's a pattern of an adorable unicorn named Lucy that you can create yourself and then give to someone else as a gift. Perler caps. If you or you've got some kids that love themselves some perler caps, then here's 3 designs they can create, representing a cool unicorn with sunglasses, one vomiting a rainbow, and one doing a funky dance. Wooden unicorn jigsaw puzzle. Sit down and take time to piece together a unique jigsaw puzzle that has oddly shaped pieces, giving you and those helping you more of a challenge, because hey, it's difficult fitting in as a horse with a horn, and this puzzle is proving its point. Dress up in unicorn glam. Doesn't that pug look so happy, you guys? Don't you want to be as happy as that unipug? Alright, so maybe that's not the happiest looking dog in the world, but it's hard to tell with them anyway, what with their scrunched up and happy looking faces and all. Plus, it's kind of obnoxious to put an animal in another animal's skin without their consent. It complicates a relationship. But there's nothing complicated when it comes to dressing up like a unicorn on National Unicorn Day. Except for what to wear. That's always a hassle. Even so, we've gone ahead and given you several things that you might be interested in taking a look at. As far as either wanting to look like a unicorn yourself, or even wanting to wear something unicorn related. Because let's face it, running around a busy downtown area with a unicorn mask as a human is kinda silly. Girls' rainbow unicorn party pants. Sometimes a unicorn will come around and sneeze rainbows on a pair of pants and leave their mark on them. But instead of ruining the jeans, they actually make them even better looking, which is exactly what happened here. Magical unicorn mask. Well, I'm sure this is one we've seen at least once, either in YouTube videos, social media, or even on some kind of series we watched on TV, perhaps. But hey, that just goes to show how popular the unicorn in this mask's come. Rainbow unicorn costume. For all you women out there who want something a little more saucy and revealing to dress up in, since, you know, unicorns are known for their beauty and elegance, why not show it off, right? Unicorn beads. If you got a bracelet and you're a beads collector, then why not own up to your unicorn fanatic side and start in on your elegant horned pony collection with this divine soul and spirit. Woven unicorn bracelet. If you're someone who loves rainbow bracelets and have been wanting one recently, here's a simple one showing off your love of unicorns. It even says love and unicorn, with the unicorn charm hanging off it to prove its point. Indulge in some unicorn decor. This goes hand in hand with the baking of the unicorn treats, honestly. So if you're planning to do the bake-off with your family members and haven't started yet, think about getting into the unicorn mood with some decorations around the kitchen, or even around the house first and foremost. But this doesn't have to be just unicorn decor for you to prance around the kitchen for. Decor can be for all around the house and even outside the house. Electric toothbrush set. Toothbrushes are a necessity in keeping our teeth clean, and if someone in the house has a bathroom dedicated to the elusive magical unicorn, then this just completes the image, don't you think? Gotta keep those teeth as pearly white as the unicorn coat, after all. Unicorn bag charm. Needing a certain bag to be charmed up with unicorn paraphernalia in preparation for National Unicorn Day? We understand. Maybe this unicorn can herd you in the right direction. Unicorn digital alarm clock. In case your kid loves unicorns and needs an alarm clock to wake up to, here's one that's also a nightlight. It can be set to go off with either an FM radio station or its own pre-made unicorn ringtones. Unicorn faux fur hang around chair. Well, this wouldn't be a decor category if we didn't at least give you a chair to look at. And here you go. A beautiful rainbow unicorn fluffed chair that you can spend a few hours curled up in. Perhaps reading one of your favorite books you found on a list further below? Who knows? Unicorn pastel blackout curtain. Looking for some new blackout curtains, but need them to have a bit of pizzazz to their looks rather than the dull, depressing single color sunshine don't come around here no more look? Hopefully the National Unicorn Day post hasn't let you down yet, and we still don't plan to, so maybe these curtains might do your inner unicorn lover some justice. Play unicorn board games. Here's a category for the family to spend time doing on National Unicorn Day, so if your kids have a competitive streak in them, then even better. Show them you're the top unicorn. Don't let their inner sassy unicorn headbutt yours out of the game. Mark your territory with that sparkle spray. Don't Step in It, Unicorn Edition. Don't you hate it when unicorns are out for a walk and take a crap in your lawn without having the common decency to clean it up? Then you wander out, blindfolded, because it's your routine, and suddenly step in it? Ugh. Well, guess we just have to not step in it. Mini memory matching game. If you've got a kid that needs to exercise their brain a bit, then there's no better way than with a bit of unicorn memory matching. With a colorful image palette to look at, and thick game pieces not easily broken by angry child unicorns, this makes for a nice mental development skill game. Monopoly Junior Unicorn Edition. Time flies when you're having fun as a unicorn and collecting all the rainbows, shooting stars, cupcakes, and every other colorful property on the board. Become the richest unicorn on the board and overthrow the non-believers. Unicorns. While it's not necessarily a board game, it's still a subgenre of a game that I've loved ever since the moment I played it, only this time with magical unicorns on the playing field. Be the first unicorn that gets rid of all the cards in your hooves, and don't forget to yell Uno on your last card. Play video games with unicorns. This is my area of expertise right here, and I can tell you right now that there are not very many video games out there that are very unicorn focused. Sure, there's games that have unicorns, plenty of unicorns, since they're centered around the fantasy genre. There are a ton of fantasy-based video games, but no video games that revolve around the creature as a whole. Still, I managed to find a few, so if you're a gamer, maybe you'll find them interesting enough to check out for National Unicorn Day? The Adventures of Loopy. This is a cute puzzle platformer that aims for a fun time of gameplay whether you're a kid or an adult. You'll need to fight off various monsters and get past deadly areas in order to find your sister. Eternity, The Last Unicorn. Love yourself some classic gameplay and an action-packed RPG? You've got two playable characters, an elf and a Viking, and it's your job to set out on a quest to free the last unicorn. It's always the last one that causes the most problems, isn't it? Mystery of Unicorn Castle, The Beastmaster. A hidden object game where you must use your skills to emerge victorious with the Beastmaster and save the kidnapped Sophie. Okay, so technically, I don't think there's an actual unicorn up in here, but it's a unicorn castle, so it counts. Pony Island. It's safe to say you play as a unicorn, but it's definitely not a unicorn, nor is it related to a pony island. You're going to need to break the code in order to win the game against the devil. Good luck in this psychologically horrific dilemma. The Unicorn Princess. Become the princess of the unicorns by befriending the one named Unica. Can they be any more original? Then save the dream world by completing missions upon your noble horned steed. Read a book featuring unicorns. If you're a fan of reading, then this might be your cup of tea. In fact, you might even want to grab a cup of tea while you find a book on unicorns to read about, because it might last you for damn near a full day depending on your distractions or how fast you read. Personally, I prefer hot chocolate, Starbucks specifically, but to each their own. If it's a good book on my end, I can normally binge read it in a day, otherwise it might take me at least a week, depending on my attention span. For now, let's dive into some of the better reviewed books with unicorns in them for National Unicorn Day, and hope people know what they're talking about when they rate them with those star reviews. Because believe me when I say, some of those reviewers have no idea what they're talking about. These cater to either kids or adults. The Firebringer Trilogy. Hey look, books that doesn't have unicorn in its name. Weird, I know, but it does feature unicorn, I promise. It's not your typical cute rainbow unicorn story, but a more coming-of-age, action-based story of a warrior unicorn. Get ready for some epic battles. How to Catch a Unicorn. This is listed in the movie section as well, though it's extremely short. I'd go for the book first, and if your kids love it, then maybe go for the visual aspect of it. The Last Unicorn. A cherished book that people tend to read on repeat, as well as a movie people go back to quite often. Time has not taken its toll on the story, and if you haven't read it yet, then there's no better time to start than on National Unicorn Day. Margaret's Unicorn. You might never find a unicorn, but follow this picture book of a young girl named Margaret who does find a lost baby unicorn and takes care of it. Unicorn Day. The perfect book for kids on this day. Unicorn Day is meant to have fun with rainbows and color, but it's also about teaching acceptance to your kids, so there's a meaning in it as well. Unicorns are the worst. Everyone seems to think unicorns are the best when it comes to National Unicorn Day, but enter the mindset of a grumpy goblin while he deals with his new unicorn neighbors. Unicorn in the Barn. Love the concept of this book. Thinking there's an injured deer in the woods and finding out it's actually a unicorn. It shows how an ordinary life can turn into something extraordinary with love, loss, and the connections between. The Unicorn Quest series. Enter an alternate magical land where one girl must find her missing sister and uncover the secret of the unicorns. Watch Charlie the Unicorn on YouTube. Back when I first watched Charlie the Unicorn, I'm pretty sure there was only one episode, so the end result didn't ever make too much sense aside from the fact that the two unicorns were jerks in the end and it was always a setup to begin with. But after a while passed and I went back to the show to view it for one reason or another, I noticed there were actually 4 episodes to it. And the 3rd episode made sense why they initially took his freaking kidney. It's such a stupid show and I love it. Charlie's me through and through, without missing the body parts and the fact that he's a unicorn. I'm not, of course. The series is short, and if you like dumb humor and have time to waste on National Unicorn Day, there's no reason not to check it out. It's on par with Llamas with Hats. Binge watch unicorn movies. Whether you're alone or with your family, there's always some kind of movie that you can enjoy with some kick-ass unicorns in it, be it anime or realistic. Shoot, even shows that don't center around the mythical beasties can mention them in an episode. Take Supernatural for instance. They've got an episode named Plucky Penny Whistle's Magical Menagerie that has a unicorn in it that stabs someone with its horn and kills them. And of course Harry Potter has a unicorn in it because his blood involves prolonging life, though we only catch a brief glimpse of Voldemort hovering over it. Those are a bit more short, intense visualizations. For National Unicorn Day, let's look into some shows that revolve around the unicorn instead. A Unicorn Adventure. An adventure for the kids to watch as 2 young adventurers set out to find their missing father who went out in search for a magical unicorn, featuring an action-packed world of colorful creatures. Black Moon. Okay, there are old movies in this list, but this one has to be the oldest. But then again, unicorns have existed before movies were a thing, so yeah. In this one, it involves a rural country estate with strange happenings, including a unicorn in the garden. Keep in mind, this particular DVD requires multi-region USA DVD player. How to Catch a Unicorn. This can also be bought as a read-aloud book as well if you want to go the cheaper route instead of watching an 8-minute DVD. It's quite an eye-catching cover, however, and I'm sure it's a hit with the kids, despite it being quite a short film. The Last Unicorn. This is an older film, made in 1982, but no less favored and loved by everyone who's watched it. There is a recent addition, but I find classics just hold a sense of nostalgia, and if they aren't terrible, why not watch them first? To get to the point of this film, the unicorn believes she's the last of her species, but to make sure, she goes on a journey to find out if that's really the truth. It's one of the top films to watch on National Unicorn Day. Legend. If you're missing some of the older, gritty films with less CGI, then this may be one of your go-to movies for National Unicorn Day. Our heroes are trying to save the last of the unicorns from darkness, so expect a lot of horned horse screen time. The Little Unicorn. If you want to watch a film with special effects, then this is it. You found it. Polly's favorite horse died, but with that death came the amazing birth of a unicorn. But the rarity of this breed has caught the attention of schemers. Nico the Unicorn. In a world where unicorns exist, a young boy rescues a pony that gives birth to one. Unlucky for it, others want to exploit the creature. The two become the best of friends in some of their worst times. Stardust. Love yourself some chivalry and romance on a day dedicated to strength, beauty, and elegance? It's focused around a boy learning to be a man and loving a woman, and there happens to be some fantasy involved. Hence the unicorn. Voyage of the Unicorn. Not only are they on a ship named the Unicorn, but they also need a unicorn's tear in order to progress in their quests. It's all very fantasy based, as they're in a fantasy world that they must save. Thank you for watching this episode of Worthy of Me. If you found it worthy, leave a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love to have you as part of our community. And I will see you all on the next video.